Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I feel like I'm hitting puberty at 35, which is kind of crazy, but here we are. Shout out to @Charles_Wong on the old school Twitter logo, not the X, as in he's an X. I have debated whether or not to cover this or not, because this is still technically a leak that could be wrong. But on the off chance that it's right, I think it's important to compare the leak to the reality, which will hit on Tuesday. And I want to start by pointing out a couple of observations and hopes. In the top row here, I would love to see Black Panther Civil War finally get the buff to come out. And I would love for Deadpool X-Force to get another buff. Maybe during the Deadpool movie? Maybe? The new one? I don't know. Could be. And then Wasp is solid, and I actually was talking ironically to some people on my live stream last night about how good Wasp is. But I would still say she's a glass cannon champion that could use a little bit of a tune-up. Not a whole lot, but if they tuned up Nebula and Human Torch, I think they can tune up Wasp. Second row, if you don't have the magical mystical moose of Rintrah, and then you've got champs like Misty Knight and Anti-Venom, like that's awesome. So already, between Wasp and Dragon Man, Rintrah and Anti-Venom, and then Misty Knight I guess too, it's improved. There are champs like Captain Britain and Silver Centurion that I think are fine, but I forget are legitimately in the game that are in this, which is kind of cool. This next row though, whew. So we have the new featured champs. I'll be hunting for specifically Kushala and Bullseye. But Immortal Abomination, Toad, really all four of those non-featured champions, Cersei, Penny Parker, Toad, and Immortal Abomination, are all really good. So if this is actually real, and who knows if it is or not, this could be the best featured 6-star we've seen maybe ever, but certainly at least in the last year. And then this continues with Corvus and Spider-Man 2099, two really, really good champions. Two champions that were unsure, especially Corvus, they're going to be here as 7 stars. And then 3 of the most hyped, enjoyable, featured 6-star champions we've had in the new featured pool. Bullseye, who I'm hunting for first, and Onslaught, who's been awesome. And that, of course, is going to make everybody's Battlegrounds deck even more stressful to fight. Even though Valiant players are mainly the only ones benefiting from this new setup of buffed Battleground store motivation. All in all, I think I would give this at least an A-. And if we see the Black Panther buff, if we see the Deadpool X-Force buff, this is something that's only going to get better. So I truly believe that this could be the best crystal we have seen. And I shout out @CharlesWong for sending this over. I look forward to seeing how accurate it is when the leaks turn to reality. But I especially like when I can keep videos under 5 minutes to save everybody time. We've said all we want to. I'm going to give this, if it's true, at least a 90% with a ceiling of up to an A+. We're talking a 98. That's rarefied air for the new 6-star featured crystal.